Hi everyone, I am Cornelius of Voice Studio East. I am an authorized CVT teacher, and today I am going to talk about Overdrive. Overdrive is a loud, metallic vocal mode that consists of shouting on pitch. While this may sound alarming, the shouty quality actually makes Overdrive very acoustically efficient and permits you to sing loudly with remarkably little effort and without harming your voice. To achieve this shouty sound, we need open vowels like e as in end and o as in go. But you can also split the difference and go for an instead. You can even veer slightly towards other vowels, so long as you don't take it too far. But when first learning Overdrive, it is best to be quite strict with the vowels. The easiest way for most people to find Overdrive is to simply call out as if greeting a friend from across the street. Try to make it jovial and animated, like this. Hey! Yo! Now, when I teach this to students, I find that they are almost invariably shouting too quietly. So imagine that it is a busy street, and you gotta be loud enough to catch the attention of your friend before he has walked away. Imagine also that your friend is easily scared, so while your shout needs to be loud in order for it to reach him over the noise of cars, you will also want to make it very friendly and happy sounding, so that he does not run away. Try to put some laughter into it. One more time. Hey! Yo! For some singers, it may be difficult to find Overdrive in this way. Shyness or furtiveness may interfere and make it hard to call out properly, resulting in a more timid version that might sound something like this. Hey! Yo! In such a case, it may help to take the pitch down a bit, steel yourself, and try to just go for it, a bit louder this time. But if this approach is not working out at all, there is another approach. It consists of taking the pitch way down and practicing Overdrive in the lower range first, taking care to articulate the vowels very clearly as we gradually ascend in pitch. As the pitch rises, there might come a point, typically around E4 or so, where a certain tug is felt and the voice seems to want to firm up in order to resist that tug, like this. If this happens, then instead of trying to resist the tug, just surrender to it, even if it means cracking into falsetto at first. With some adjustments to the vowel and the overall vocal tract shaping, you should be able to get a sense of releasing into a freer version of Overdrive that allows the volume and drama to really bloom. But if this didn't work, and you are still stuck in the firmed up version and cracking into falsetto every time you try to stay relaxed, you can try using an H to flip from the firmed up sound to the released one. Yo-ho! Yo-ho! Notice how I also collapsed my posture a bit and raised my head a bit. This has two effects. Collapsing the posture relaxes expiratory muscles, effectively decreasing the support energy, and it also changes the angle of my neck. The combination of this with a slight raising of the head opens the angle between the neck and the jaw, which tends to make it a lot easier to find this coordination. Of course, we don't always have to sing Overdrive with a slouch, but raising the head is generally helpful. You might try envisioning yourself standing in the concert hall of an opera house and try to sing to the balconies in the back. It also helps to gesture broadly and add a touch of laughter to really light up your face. With that in mind, let us try one more time. Hey! Yo! It should be noted at this point that the vowels in he and yo are diphthongs, which means they are actually produced by gliding between two different vowels. E and e in he, o and o in yo. And in both cases, it is only the open part of the diphthong that is suitable for overdrive. So if you want to stay strictly in overdrive, you may need to cut off the ending to turn he into he and yo into yo. Doing so can be useful when practicing overdrive, but it is overly restrictive when it comes to singing actual songs, so you may need to mix and match the modes a little. In fact, in my demo at the start of this video, not only were there several diphthongs, there were also several notes sung on the E vowel, which required me to momentarily switch to edge instead. Had I kept the whole demo strictly in overdrive, it would have sounded like this. Left my sweat soul neath the bedclothes. This may sound quite odd and unintelligible, but it can still be useful as a stepping stone while working towards the final result. In fact, when practicing a difficult phrase in overdrive, it is often helpful to start by tossing out the lyrics entirely and just singing the melody on a single vowel, then adding in the consonants but sticking with just one vowel, and only adding the diphthongs and the other vowels back in as a final step. We will try this approach later, but first we need to talk about how to sing high notes in overdrive. When singing in overdrive, you will encounter a pitch limit near the start of the fifth octave, typically C5 for males and D5 for females, though individual limits may vary slightly as it is fundamentally a matter of the length of your jaw. This pitch limit exists because overdrive requires certain resonance conditions that cannot be maintained higher than this pitch, unless we use so much twang that it turns into the edge mode. However, many singers have a lot of trouble taking overdrive so high in pitch to begin with. In particular, a lot of male singers will get stuck around G4 or G#4, achieving apparently excellent control and ease, but then suddenly hitting a brick wall when they try going higher. The reason this happens has to do with complex resonance phenomena involving the trachea, which are beyond the scope of this video. But in practice, what it boils down to is this. There is a greater range of timbres available in overdrive lower down than high in pitch, and in particular, a greater possibility of cavernous timbres. To go higher in pitch, it is necessary to raise the larynx a bit, even at the cost of a bit of cavernosity. To elicit a higher larynx position, it helps to start with a smaller mouth opening at the bottom, which also preserves some range of motion that you can use when ascending. It may also help to reduce the volume slightly and try to make a tone youthful. Let's try it. Finally, there may be a tendency to lose some vocal fold closure as the pitch rises, resulting in a dull tone that lacks focus. To solve this problem, we can do two things. Firstly, we can stabilize the jaw using what is known in complete vocal technique as a bite, like being about to bite into an apple. This helps because the jaw is an attachment for the superior pharyngeal constrictor, so stabilizing it allows the pharynx to narrow more easily, adding more clarity to the tone. Secondly, we can use a creaky onset when practicing scales in overdrive. That is, we can start the exercise with a bit of vocal fry. By now, you have hopefully got the hang of high notes in overdrive, so let us have a go at the song excerpt I demonstrated at the start of the video. But just in case, we will take the key down a few semitones to maximize the likelihood that you will be able to follow along. Now, for the first step, we will toss out the lyrics and practice the excerpt on a single vowel. I am going to use e, but you can choose whichever vowel you find easiest in Overdrive. Next, we add the consonants back in, taking care to keep them as short as possible to avoid disrupting the continuity of the underlying vowel. Make sure to shape the vowel to the best of your ability in exactly the same way as you did when there were no consonants. Let me sweat till the bed clears. Finally, we bring the original lyrics back, using another mode like edge or curbing for the vowels incompatible with Overdrive. If you're not familiar with the other modes, just try your best. Here we go. Left my sweet soul neath the bedclothes. And when sung a few semitones higher, with a piano accompaniment and a bit of plate reverb thrown in, it sounds like this. Left my sweet soul neath the bedclothes. And there you have it, CVT Overdrive. If you've enjoyed this video, you will definitely want to check out this video too. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.